Good afternoon, everyone. Today I just wanted to show you how I installed the 4-point grounding harness for the Wiring Specialties Pro Harness kit if you decide you want to buy it. And I wanted to show you kind of how I did mine. So the instructions, if you read them online, they're for an SR20DET. Well, we don't have an SR20DET. I'm going to show you how I installed mine, and from there, if you want to do yours the same way, you can. If you don't, then you can do it another way. But I want to show you how I installed mine, okay? First off, it's this big cable right here. And right here, it branches off into 3 grounds, okay? The first ground, I utilized the OEM grounding location. Now, that is an existing ground, and this is the original grounding cable that I originally have going to my engine block. I don't know if you can see it, but it goes down to the bolt holding the motor mount aluminum piece on. So that is the original one, and this originally went to the battery, which I did a battery relocation, so it's no longer here. But all I did was I nipped the negative off of that original ground, and I'm utilizing it as well. So that's the first part of the ground. The second one I have routed up through here and around and to where all the fuel injectors and everything ground out. Up here on your water neck to your upper radiator hose. That is the second ground. The third ground I ran up and through and to the top intake manifold bolt right there. So that is the third ground that I installed. The fourth ground, which is a little further up on the harness, I have put right here on the throttle body's mount. And then the final ground, I routed underneath my brake master cylinder and over here to the bracket that holds the throttle cable. So if you ever want to install yours, you can do it like this. Now, the instructions say to mount it to your alternator, but all I did was I maintained the original cable off of the alternator, which I don't know if you can see it. It's, get my hand in here. It's this little guy. Because it was a smaller gauge and a smaller terminal, and I was able to get it in a small screw on the back side of the alternator. Now, it's kind of long from the factory, and all I did was I routed it over here to this ground. Right here behind the radiator support and everything. And I grounded it right there, and I neatly tucked it away to where you can't even see it. So if you're wondering how to install the Wiring Specialties grounding, this is how I did mine. So I maintained the original ground that originally went up to the battery. I also installed the grounding kit to tie in more grounds for the Wiring Specialties Pro harness. So I think it looks pretty clean. I'll make another video on how I relocated the battery to the trunk, but a little sneak preview of Wiring Specialties Pro harness. Notice that they all go underneath the intake manifold. Super cool. More to come. Letting you guys know where I'm at.